Good morning. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through chair yoga. We are going to practice for 30 minutes today. So, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of the stretches do not work for you, please skip them, come out, and modify. Things that you'll need for your class today is you'll just need a chair. So, a chair that's at your desk is perfect. If you have wheels on your chair, you may want to put them in the lock position so you're not rolling around too much, but if that's not an option, that's okay as well. As we go through class today, I really love that all of the stretches that we'll be working with, you can easily incorporate into your workday and into your work week. So if you know that you tend to hold tension in a particular area of your body throughout the day and the week, I would try to remember some of these stretches so you can weave them into your day, into your week to offer your mind and your body some relief. As we go through class today, I would love to work on the full body. So we'll try to hit all of those areas of common complaint that hold that tension. So we'll work a little bit with the neck and the shoulders. We'll get through the spine and get down into the hips and the legs as well. As we get started today, I would love to start with a little centering. So this is just a time to relax, to release the day, and to just drop into the practice, to drop into our body and our breath. So to begin, let's come to the edge of the seat, and that will just help you to elongate the spine, to engage the core. Sometimes when we're sitting into the back of the chair, our spine is a little bit rounded, so this will just keep the spine a little straighter. And just because the alignment of our body is so important, let's just peek down to our feet. Have your heels in line with your knees, have your knees in line with your hips. And feel that the shoulders are over the hips. Try to relax your shoulders away from the ears. Allow for a neutral chin. And then reach and stretch through the crown of the head. Just letting the eyes close or let the gaze soften. Let's take a moment to work a little bit with our breathing. So we are just going to begin to feel the breath coming in and coming out through the nose. Lengthening in breath, lengthening out breath. Maybe as you focus on the nose, as you inhale and exhale, maybe feel the nostrils gently flaring with the breath as you breathe in. And then gently contracting with the breath as you breathe out. Breathing in, maybe feel the breath a little cooler as it comes into the body. And then maybe feeling it be a bit warmer as it exits the body. And it can be nice to focus your awareness on the breath coming in and out of the nose. It will give the mind a little bit of a focal point. Sometimes if we work with meditation and we just try to clear the mind and we have nothing to anchor the mind onto, it can be very challenging. The mind can be very active and wander, but this can be a nice breathing technique to really quiet the mind and quiet the body. If you would like, set an intention for class, and that can be anything that you would like. And as we start today, let's take a moment to circle the head. So imagine there was a clock in front of you, and you wanted to run your nose through the numbers of the clock. So we're just going to work the head in this really nice rotation. And reverse. We'll flow in the other direction. Again, tracing the nose through the numbers of a clock. Let's bring ourselves back to a neutral neck. We're going to take our right hand for our left knee or reach off for the leg. We're going to bring our left arm up and over, coming into a side stretch. Now, as you come into this pose, really anchor in that left sitting bone. And then allow for length to be found through the whole left side body. Let's come back to center. We're going to keep that right hand where it is. Left hand comes off to the right, so arms are crossed. And chin to chest on exhale. Let's do a rounding here of the back. And then just try to let your head hang heavy like a weight. Try not to crank the head at all. And left hand can stay where it is. We're going to unwrap that right arm, bring it up and over. Breathing deeply here. So as we take those nice deep full inhales and exhales, see if you can find a bit of expansion in the ribs, almost feeling like you could find some space in between the ribs. Come back to center. Let's take our right hand to the left. So arms are crossed on the opposite side this time. Chin to chest, round the back. And we have our shoulder blades on our back, and see if you can find a little bit more space between the shoulder blades. So really try to round through the back here, allow for some more space to be found. And release. We'll bring it back to a neutral spine, hands to the sky. Let's inhale. And hands at the hearts on your X. Yeah, relaxing your hands down. Let's work a little bit with snow angels. So what we'll do is take our hands up, nice full breath in, index and thumb will touch, and then hands relax down when you're ready. Breathing in, let's reach up and stretch up. And release. Let's go 3 more times here. These are so nice for warming up the shoulders, getting circulation and blood flowing. And that can help a lot with our neck as well. So if you're experiencing a little bit of neck tension today, this can bring a lot of relief. As the hands relax down, let's take a moment to work with some shoulder shrugs. We'll take our shoulders up to the ears and try to create a little tension here. Maybe create fists in the hands, tense, tense, tense. And gently relax your shoulders down. Try to let go of that tension. Shoulders up, tense, tense, tense. And release. And let's go 3 more times here. Shoulders up. And let it go. 2 more times. Good. And as you relax your shoulders down, let's just start on that right arm and we're just going to circle. So maybe find a large circle here or shoulder or a small circle. We're just going to circle that side a few times. And then as your hand relaxes, let's go on the left side. Good. And then we'll gently release that. Let's take some time to work down into our legs and our hips. So if you'd like to sit all the way back into your chair, you can do that. And for this one, let's work with that right leg to start. So we'll extend the leg out in front and then just taking a moment to point and flex the foot. And then as you're doing this, be mindful of keeping the spine straight. So it's really easy to round your back, to not have the best posture. So be very mindful of that. Keep the spine elongated. And we'll take a moment here to pause. Let's begin to point the foot and we'll begin to breathe into the stretch for the top of the foot. And flex the foot. We'll begin to press out through the heel and the back of the knee. And circles. Let's bring this into a bit of movement here. Maybe finding a large circle, maybe find smaller circles here. And reverse. we'll flow in the other direction. Right leg, bring it up and over to create a figure 4 stretch. And if you would like, as you do this, you may want to scooch to the edge of your seat again. That would just make this one a little easier, especially if you have arms in your chair. Just make you give you a little bit more space now. So for this one, let's try to have our heel in line with the edge of our leg. So if we drew a line here, if there was a wall, we would be nice and stacked. Sometimes what I see is like this. So as best as you can, let's try to have the bottom of our foot in line with the outside of the leg. And if this knee is high, that's okay. Just means that the hips are a little tight. It's going to take some time to open them. Now let's take a nice breath here. Either you can sit with your spine straight, or you could fold yourself forward if you'd like. And just letting the eyes close. Try to relax the eyebrows and relax the jaw. Try to relax the back of the head and the back of the neck. Relax through the shoulders, arms and hands. And then relax the upper, mid, and low back. Relax the legs. Relax the feet. Let's come on up. We're going to bring ourselves into a neutral spine. From here, we'll come into a twist. So hands up, breathe in. Hands to the right, breathe out. And the nice thing about the twist is that right hand can grab onto the chair and that can almost pull you deeper into the twist. So with your in-breath, let's feel our spine lengthen. And then on the out-breath, allow for the twist to deepen. Bring yourself back to center. We'll realign here, hands up, full breath in. Hands to the other side when you're ready. See if you can encourage your left shoulder to come back a little bit and feel that the right shoulder moves forward slightly. Take a full breath in, reset your spine, hands reach up, full breath. Hands at heart, exhale. From here, let's bring our feet out nice and wide. And we'll just begin to windshield wipe the knees to the left and then to the right. So I'll just do a little swish to one side and the other side. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to neutral, scoot back to the back of your chair so that you are nice and supported. Left leg comes out in front. Take an opportunity to point and flex your foot. Now, as we take the stretches on the second side of the body, maybe just notice if the stretch feels very similar on the side to the first side that we worked on. It may feel very different one side to the next side. Take a moment to point your foot. Breathe into the stretch for the top of your foot. Breathe into the stretch for your heel. And flex your foot. Let's press out through the heel and the back of the knee. We will bring that into circles. So maybe find large circles, maybe find smaller circles here. Reverse, flow in the other direction. And left leg, let's bring it up and over, figure 4 stretch. Feel free to come on forward a little bit to the edge of your seat just to get aligned here. Create that line where your foot and your outer leg are in the same plane here. Knee can lower down. You might notice that this knee feels a lot lower or higher. That just means this hip is more open or closed. Let's take a nice full breath here. Find length in your spine. Come on down on your exhale. And as you're relaxing on this one, maybe do a scan of your body. Notice where you're holding onto tension. And then as you exhale, just seeing if you can let that tension go. So many times we think we're relaxed, but we hold a lot of tension in our jaw, in our eyebrows, our shoulders, our glutes. So just seeing if you can let go of tension with each exhale. This pose is very beneficial. It's a wonderful hip opener, wonderful for opening up the low back, getting into the legs. It's also very beneficial if you ever experience sciatica or sciatic pain. It helps to take the pressure off of the nerve. So nice pose to remember, especially in the future if your back is a little cranky, your hips are a little sore. This is one that you could easily do at your work desk. Let's begin to release. We're going to come on out, coming to the edge of your seat. Feet come out nice and wide. And let's drop the knees to the right and to the left. Coming to the edge of your seat, let's take our feet out as wide as possible. You're just going to heel toe them out so that you can get your legs as far from one another as possible. And we'll try a side stretch here. So right arm onto your right leg. Let's bring that left arm up and over. Feel the palm of the left hand facing down. That'll be a nice gentle rotation in the shoulder. Core engages. Let's come on up. Left hand out, right hand up and over. And release. Let's bring ourselves back to neutral. We'll realign here. Heel toe the feet in, but not too much. We still want to keep them nice and wide. And we're going to drop them to the right and drop them to the left. Good. Let's come on up. We'll try some standing stretches. And first, let's put that chair off to the left side of us in case we need it for a little bit of support. We're going to try a lateral stretch as we begin here. So let's bring those arms up and over. Right hand reaches for your left wrist. Left foot will sweep to the right behind that right leg. So we'll cross those legs. Take a full breath here to lengthen. Hands to the right. And then feel the sensation that the right hand could pull your left hand to the right side of the room. And then we'll breathe deeply here. So we're going to take a nice, deep, full in breath. Nice, deep, full out breath. Coming back through to center. I'll change up the grip in the hands. Release to the left. And see if you can scoop your left shoulder under and then right shoulder comes back a little bit. And back to center. We'll release hands and reset feet and we'll try that on the other side. So hands will come up and overhead. Left hand for your right wrist and then right foot to the left. Take a nice full breath here. Let's bring our hands to the left. And maybe imagining that there was an object that you could lean over and stretch over, maybe a big, huge ball that you could just let yourself rest on and then really stretch yourself over it. Bring yourself back to center. Let's change up the grip in the hands. Lengthen and release to the right. And release. Let's relax on those hands, reset on our feet. We'll come into a yoga mudra stretch. So for this one, hands are behind your body. Either you square your wrists or you take your palms to touch. So you may imagine there was a marble in between the shoulder blades. Let's either stay here with the spine straight or come on forward into a fold. And then as you're folding here, maybe arms along your back, or you can release your arms away from your back. Try to relax your head, maybe gaze towards your navel. Try to feel that your head hangs heavy like a weight. Hands can release onto your low back. Hands can relax down towards the ground. Come on up to stand. We're just gonna roll up. Hands can relax down as you come on up to stand. Let's take a full breath in and take a full breath out. Let's try a little balancing. So if you'd like to grab onto your chair, you have that for support. So I would love to work a little bit with a pose called eagle pose. And for this one, we're going to take our right leg up and over. Toes can be on the ground, leg can be lifted, and you can try for a full wrap of the leg if you'd like. So the nice thing is you have your chair here if you're feeling that the balance isn't quite steady, so feel free to hang on to that. Other option, arms come out into a T position. We're gonna take our right arm under, left arm over, reach for opposite shoulders, press the backs of your hands together, or wrap your arms up and wrap your hands up. Now, the trick with our balancing poses is to find a drishti. So that's a focal point, one spot to focus your concentration, to focus your awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eyes shift at all. Elbows, we can bring them down to the knees. If you would like, we'll take eagle into the nest. And here, just make sure that you're breathing. So when we come down, maybe the front body is a little bit compressed, and our first instinct would be to hold the breath. So try not to do that. Try to breathe in and out as best as you can. Unwrap your pose. Let's unwrap the legs. We're going to sweep those arms up. Take a nice full breath in, hands into prayer, and hands at your heart. So if you need that chair, bring it off to the right now. Left leg comes up and over, toes in the ground, leg lifts, or try for a full wrap with the balance. Arms, either one is holding onto the chair, or you take them up into T. This time we're gonna take our left arm under, right arm over, reach for opposite shoulders, press the backs of your hands together, maybe arms wrap and hands wrap. Ground firmly through all the parts of your right foot. So you want to press through the inside, through the outside. And noticing your body's natural tendency, noticing if you tend to roll in or tend to roll to the outside of your foot. Elbows to the knees, eagle to the nest if you want to go there. Let's come on up. Unwrap the legs. Let's unwrap the arms. We're going to take a nice full breath in, reach up and stretch up. Hands at the heart on your exhale. Let's take one more balance pose here. So we're going to take that chair. We can scoot it off to the left if you'd like. Get nice and grounded here in your feet. And for this one, I'd love to try a tree pose. And for tree, traditionally, you bring your foot into your leg. So if you have your shoes on, I get that you probably don't want to do that. So if you can easily kick your shoes off, maybe you just take it off for a moment. Another option would be just to let the foot hover, and that will actually make the pose a little more challenging, which is good. You'll build some more strength and strengthen some different muscles. So you can bring your foot low. We want to avoid our knee joint, but you can also take your foot up a bit higher as well. And we have our chair there if we feel like we need it. And we can take our hands up and overhead if you'd like as well. And as we hold this, so if balancing feels very challenging, I know that it can be if you first start yoga. Now, one thing you can do is you have your hand here, you find your focal point, really zone in on something on the ground that is so important. Sometimes we're looking all around. We really want to focus. And once you have that spot, don't let the eyes shift. And then what you can do is just start by just gently taking the hand from the chair for maybe a second or two. And when you feel yourself falling out, you can just grab onto that chair, recenter. Then maybe next time you hold it for 5 seconds. And I see so many students build up their balance that way. You know, first time they just hold it for 1 second and they say, oh, this is so annoying, I can't do it. And then they continue to practice and practice, and then they're holding it for 5 seconds, and then they jump up to 10 seconds. And, you know, before they know it, they can hold things for a very long time. So that can be a nice training meals in the pose. And we're gonna come on out, hands relax, foot comes down. Let's take the feet out a little wider than the hips, and we'll do a little sweep to the right and to the left. This one is empty coat sleeve stretch. And as you come to stillness, let's give that a try on the other side. So send your chair over if you need to. Left leg comes up if you would like. You know, the other option too is you could have a little kickstand with your toes. Have your foot supported there. Now this pose, if you wanted to give yourself more stretch, we have this left knee and we can open it towards the back of the room, and that would just give a little bit more stretch into our inner leg and into the hip. We can get nice and grounded in our right foot. Tree pose, right? And we can get inspired by nature. Sometimes I imagine that just like a tree, how they have roots that go down. I imagine that I could grow roots from the bottom of my foot down into the ground. And that just allows for me to evenly distribute my weight through my foot. It allows me to feel more grounded, and it allows me to hold the posture for a little bit longer. It's that stability, that strength. And release. Let's bring it out. Hands come down, foot resets, feet out a little wider than hips. Let's bring it into empty coat sleeve stretch. And we'll bring ourselves back through the center here. Bring your feet right in line with your hips. And I'd love to use the chair on this one. So we're just going to do a really nice stretch out. This one is similar to a variation of a down dog or a forward fold. And if your chair has wheels and you can't lock them, you'll just want to be cautious on this one. You may even want to skip it. So we're just going to hold onto the top of the chair, and we're going to walk those feet back, and we're just going to get a nice stretch here. And the nice thing with using the chair is it feels almost like traction. We can send the weight back, reach out through the sitting bones, but then we also feel very active in the hands. We can reach out through the hands, just feel ourselves move and stretch. Full breath in and full breath out. Bring yourself out of the pose. We'll engage the core, walk your feet forward. As you come on up to standing, let's release the shoulders. We'll take 3 nice deep shoulder rolls here. Full breath in and out. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Hands up, full breath in. Hands at heart, full breath out. Thank you so much for joining today. It is a pleasure to be here with you to practice chair yoga together. I hope that you enjoyed the practice today. I hope your body is feeling more aligned and balanced. I hope your mind is more relaxed and at ease. Have a wonderful weekend. I will be back on Monday. I have a couple classes. I'm here at 2 o'clock for a meditation. That's Eastern time. And then I'm also back at 5:30, and that's all levels yoga for 45 minutes. It would be great to see you. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. And also, if I don't see you, happy holidays. We have our holiday coming up soon. So see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome.